I really would have loved to have had the Derwent Inktense pencils as a teenager when I was designing, making and customising my own clothes. I used to keep a sketchbook of my designs and I just used to colour them in with normal colouring pencils. But between 1969 and 72 I bought Jackie magazine every week and I absolutely loved the fashion illustrations, and they obviously had quite an influence on my design style in my sketchbook at the time. And recently I decided to try and use the Inktense pencils to replicate some of my old fashion designs using the colours that I remember being popular in the early 1970s. My Inktense pencils worked really well for this. They're classed as watercolour pencils with an ink-like effect when used with water. They can also be used dry, but when water is added, the pigment-based colours are beautiful and bright, as you can see in this illustration here. The pencils have a 4mm core, so they're great for colouring in, and they can also be used on fabric. Inktense is also permanent when dry and can be layered and blended. There are not any pastel shades, but you can create a pastel effect by blending the colours with the Chinese white pencil, and I've done that on the boots here. So there are actually 71 colours and an outliner pencil, and the colours can be bought individually in tins, boxes or a blister pack. Now I read that around 87% of the colours are light fast. I haven't had any problem with my Inktense pencils ever fading, but I do keep my artwork in folders rather than on the wall, and so I would refer to the Derwent website for full information on the light fastness of these pencils. But I really love using them. I've used them so often in Inktober, and when I moved I was sorting out all my pencils and I just thought I really need to get on and use my pencils a lot more rather than just pen and ink. So I really had fun recreating this. It's the sort of thing that I would have been drawing when I was a young teenager. I actually made a crochet belt very similar to the one in here. I made an embroidery choker. It wasn't very comfortable. I think it was beaded as well. I think I probably only wore it once. It was so uncomfortable, but it was one of those fashion accessories that everybody had in the early 1970s. And the white boots were absolutely essential. Now I was thinking, how can I show the white boots on the white paper? So I used some coloured pencil and blended it in with the white, the Chinese white, and just to sort of create some reflected colour onto the boots. I had lots of fun doing this, and I really would have loved so much to have had these pencils when I was a teenager. So of course, if you haven't tried Inktense pencils, I always suggest just buy 3 to start with, 3 colours that you like, play about with them, but don't ever rush out and buy a whole big set to start with. I'm sure you'll love them, but it's always wise just to test a new pencil. Now on the little card here you can see I've used them dry and then I've added water, and you can see how beautiful the colours turn out.